Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we have a real treat for you. We are sharing with you one of my favorite nostalgic recipes, and that is for our version of sweet potato pie. Y'all, you don't want to miss this one, so stay with us. Okay, we are ready to get started. We have 2 cups of cooked mashed potatoes, or sweet potatoes that I'm about to mash. Now you can use a potato masher, but I like to just do this because I've already got my hand mixer out anyway, so I'm just going to use my hand mixer to just mash these up a bit. Now that we have those all good and smoothed out, we are going to start adding in our other sweet components, which consist of 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1, 2, and then I've got 2 eggs. I'm just going to whip those up a bit. Add those in. Then we are going to put in about a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Now I know a lot of people don't like nutmeg, but we do, so we're going to put just a bit in there. I like to buy it in the whole nut like this and just use my rasp to get it in there. There's just something about, and you can do the cinnamon this way too. I just don't have any whole cinnamon sticks. So that just, oh, it's just so fragrant and so beautiful. It's wonderful. Now we're going to put in a whole can of sweetened condensed milk, and use your spatula to do this because you want to get all that sweet goodness out of the can and into the pie. And then we have a 1/2 cup of melted butter. That's 1 whole stick. Then, because we are doing a little sweet, we need just a little bit of salt, so we're going to put a pinch of salt in there. And then we're going to whip this up. Now I'm going to scrape down the edges of my bowl to make sure that I get everything nice and incorporated in. And because this is a custard type pie, you can mix it a bit longer if you want to make sure that you work all of those lumps out. Now I like it a little textured, but feel free to blend your heart away. There's no flour in here, you're not going to overmix. All right, so we've got it nice and smooth, nice and smooth. I'm just going to move some of these dishes out of the way. And then I have a 9-inch prepared, or a pie crust prepared. This is one of my homemade crusts, and we have the recipe for that over at The Buttered Home. This is a deep dish pie crust, so it will, oh gosh, y'all, I forgot. No, I didn't. I thought I forgot my vanilla, and I didn't. I put it in first. I usually put it in last. Woo, can y'all tell I need Need some sleep. Anyway, so we're going to pour our pie into the prepared pie crust. This is a deep dish, 9-inch. I think I misspoke earlier, which I do that a lot. If y'all been with me, y'all know that I am a home cook first. And my memory just ain't what it used to be. We're gonna spread this out and get it all even in that crust. The crust is unbaked, okay? So this pie has a rather long cook time, about 40 to 50 minutes at 350 degrees. So knowing that, just keep an eye on your pie edges and make sure that they are not getting too brown around the edges. I like to just take my spatula and just wiggle it and pull it straight up to give this pie a few peaks, because it sure is pretty that way. Okay. Now, I like to put this pie, like most of my custard pies, on a small sheet pan. It makes it easier to handle and get in and out of the oven. Uh-oh, stay with me. I'm getting all hung up on everything with my microphone. Gosh, I don't even know if I should film today, right? Now, what I was saying, this pie has kind of a long cook time, 40 to 50 minutes. So keep an eye on it and make sure your edges don't get too brown. If so, you can always take little strips of foil and just tint the edges, you know, as needed. Let it get done and let it get brown. But if it starts to get too brown before the cook time is up, even if you only have 10 to 15 minutes left, I would still tint the edges to make it where it doesn't get too brown on the edges. So we're gonna cook this, then we're gonna let it cool, probably for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then we're gonna come back and cut a slice and show you how perfect this sweet potato pie is. So stand by. Hey everybody, we are back. We have finished a 40 to a 60-minute cook time. I really lost count. I can't tell you. I know it wasn't ready at 40, but I don't think it went the whole hour. So somewhere between 40 and 60. You'll know because the top will be a little bit brown and the edges will be nice and done. Now, I did not have to tint my edges, so it turned out perfect without having to go through all that fuss. Let's take a look at it. It's gorgeous. So you have this beautiful, and like how when I kiss the top with my spatula, I had these little peaks and they turn brown. And to me, that's just pretty. I mean, it just gives it a little something extra and nice, and kind of jazzes up an otherwise kind of boring looking piece of pie. But would you look at how gorgeous that is? It's good and creamy, and it's stacked up just beautifully. So I like to top it with just a dollop of whipped cream, and then I like to just take a little cinnamon and dust it over the top. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This is the holidays. I mean, it just is. And see, it stays nice and firm. There's not a ton of eggs in here, but it's just enough to keep it firm and give you a good tall pie. So if you like having like a deep dish to have a kind of some girth to your pie, it's wonderful. Let's get a little bit of that whipped cream. Forget pumpkin lattes, forget pumpkin everything. Sweet potatoes. I mean, y'all already know that's my favorite food. But this pie, you can't beat it. That's nostalgia on my fork right there. That takes me back to being a kid, and that was the one thing that I always look forward to at Thanksgiving at my nanny's house, was her sweet potato pie. And there's just nothing like food memories. There's just not. So, if you want to make your own food memories, head over to thebutteredhome.com and get this recipe. It's free. You can print it and have it in your recipe book. And y'all, you saw how easy we did that. And look, I don't even mind if you buy a store-bought pie crust to do it with. Try making your own. We got a recipe over there for that too. But I challenge you, try this. I mean, it's so simple and it's so good, and there's nothing like homemade. Nothing like homemade. So we hope that you try it and that you love it as much as we do. And it can be found over at our website at thebutteredhome.com for free. I think I mentioned that already. Worth mentioning again. And as always, be sure you're following us on all of our social channels. We have a really good time. We would love, love, love it if you would join us on all of our social channels. And as always, if you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to us over at YouTube. We want you there so that you can get all of our videos as soon as we do them. And as usual, y'all stick around. We have lots more good stuff to come. From the buttered home to your home, we sure love y'all. Bye.